Good evening. Welcome to the Daily Aztec broadcast. I'm Patrick Doyle.
And I'm Alexa Oslowski.
On Tuesday, students from San Diego State joined with voters across the country to cast their ballots in the 2020 general election. Many of the local, state, and national races came down to the wire.
In the race for San Diego mayor, Todd Gloria won just over 56% of the vote, defeating his opponent, Barbara Bree. In the 53rd Congressional District, Sarah Jacobs won nearly 60% of the vote, defeating her opponent, Georgette Gomez.
The Daily Aztecs live producer, Mackenzie Stafford, went to the poll to talk with students who exercised their right to vote. Take a look.
Hey Aztecs, we're here at Viejas Arena on campus where we've talked to some of the workers at the polls and asked students about their voter experience.
It went better than I expected. I was expecting huge long lines and just people rushing to vote, but obviously it was really quick and easy and COVID safe.
It was good, first time, so that was exciting. Went pretty smooth and feeling good.
Students and members of San Diego County came out to Viejas Arena in order to cast their votes and participate in this year's presidential election, while also following the county and state COVID-19 guidelines.
Everyone was wearing a mask, 6 feet everywhere, so it was really good. I felt really safe voting.
This on-campus polling location was made possible through associated students with help from the county. Not only could students vote here, but they could also drop off same-day registration forms and mail-in ballots to make their voices heard.
I guess I'm just ready for a change. Despite your opinion, I just think that we need a new leader.
Proposition 17 to get parolees the right to vote, reinstate their right to vote, very important. Taxation without representation is obviously never good, which is what our country in California has right now, so that was my main thing for this election.
The super poll at Viejas was open for 4 days, and poll workers maintained an organized voting experience by following protocol during the process and guiding voters efficiently.
It's been a little stressful when you get a situation that you weren't quite trained for. Early voting has hit record turnout in a whole bunch of areas. Whether or not we'll get a massive line is a whole nother question that I don't know the answer to.
Today was the last day for students to vote, so we will keep you updated on any more election coverage. And for the Daily Aztec, I'm Mackenzie Stafford.
Last Wednesday, the Daily Aztec moderated a debate between the SDSU College Democrats and Turning Point USA. The two groups discussed their views on issues such as criminal justice, the environment, immigration, abortion, and COVID-19. A complete recording of the debate is available on our Facebook.
Before every election, associate students host a Rock the Vote campaign to register as many people as possible to vote. This year, the campaign registered over 1,500 students. Part of their efforts involved mass outreach to students via Instagram and one-on-one sessions with students to answer any voting-related questions they had. Thanks to a small team of volunteers, much of the voting information was gathered for every single state across the country. All of the resources were organized on SDSU's Rock the Vote website for anyone to access and learn more about voting in their state. The Rock the Vote team hopes that even past this election, the campaign will continue being influential in getting more students involved with politics. For more on how the campaign operated throughout the pandemic, check out the full story on the Daily Aztecs website.
SJSU Football took on San Jose State last night at Dignity Health Sports Park in the team's third game of the season. Daily Aztec sports editor Kyle Betts was there to recap all the action.
San Diego State welcomed San Jose State in a pivotal Mountain West Conference matchup Friday. Both teams looked to improve to 3-0, and the Aztecs held a slim 10-7 halftime lead. But the Spartans didn't make it that easy. The Aztecs came out of the locker room hungry to score more in the second half, and it was a back-and-forth affair until the fourth quarter. Unfortunately for the Scarlet and Black, that's when everything went downhill. The Aztecs committed mistakes and turnovers, including this backwards pass by sophomore quarterback Carson Baker on a busted screenplay. That set the Spartans up to take a 21-17 lead. Baker then threw a pick on the ensuing drive, but the Aztecs defense was able to give the team one last chance. That was until junior running back Jordan Bird muffed a punt to give the Spartans the ball, which led to the game-sealing touchdown scored by sophomore quarterback Nick Nash. The Spartans would go on to win the game 28-17, and they now share the best record in conference play with Nevada.
We didn't play our best football, had some penalties that hurt us. We've got to take care of the football better, and we just didn't play as well as we need to, and we got to get back to it.
Now, the Aztecs hope to add to the win column next Saturday as they host Hawaii at 12:30 p.m. Pacific Time at Dignity Health Sports Park. And for the Daily Aztec, I'm Kyle Betts.
Thanks for the updates, Kyle. Sports reporter Amber Salas has also been keeping up with this year's players. And check out this video to hear all about running back Greg Bell's inspiring journey.
On October 24th, SDSU's running back Greg Bell took the football field again for the first time in 25 months. He brought a fire to the field, rushing for over 100 yards and never looked back. This is his story of relentlessness and how his accomplishments on the field this season are a true testament to what he's overcome.
So I was working out with one of my trainers in the off season, and we were doing this band exercise. The band was on top of the bar, and it snapped off and hit me in the eye. At first, I thought it was just to wipe my eye off and get back to working, but after that, I couldn't really see like that, so I had to go to the doctor and stuff like that, and they told me I needed surgery. So
a freak eye injury almost taking away Greg Bell's passion of playing football. The injury put his right eye in jeopardy, and the main concern from doctors was if he'd regain his eyesight. They worried the possibility of getting hit in the head playing football could jeopardize his vision again.
It was very emotional. I just had to keep working. It was very emotional, though. The doctors, they didn't think I would come back and play, but, God made a way for me, and it's working out. I just kept pushing and kept fighting. I could have gave up, but my supporting cast, they told me just keep going, and I just kept going, and everything's working.
His determination and mindset of never giving up has allowed him to fully recover and return to the field. Bell can see everything out of his right eye and returned to practice this past spring.
Yeah, I think it speaks volume about his character. I think it speaks volume about how he goes about life. And you're talking about being thankful to have opportunities. He is so thankful to have the opportunity to be able to play.
An eye injury isn't the only challenge Bell faced. He was looking at committing to SDSU out of high school, but needed to improve his grades.
My grades wasn't up to par coming out of high school, so I had to go the JUCO route, and from there I went to Nebraska.
From Nebraska, he transferred back to SDSU to be closer to his mom. He even worked at Amazon during the time he wasn't on scholarship to be able to support himself, working a full year while juggling school and practice.
Yeah, I was working at Amazon. I was in the warehouse getting the boxes and stuff like that. So if you guys got any Amazon boxes, they might be for me. It was kind of hard. I had to come to workouts, go home, get an hour of sleep, probably then go to work, then start it over the next day. So it was kind of challenging.
Bell has never let his challenges slow him down on the field. This season, Bell has rushed over 100 yards each game, scored 3 touchdowns, and currently leads the Mountain West Conference in rushing yards.
Yeah, I've been able to take it all in. Honestly, it still don't feel real to me that I'm back playing football because it's been so long. So, when I go home, I really look in the mirror like I'm really back playing football, and this feels good.
And Greg did share that the best part of being back out there on the field is being able to share his love of the game with his teammates. And for the Daily Aztec, I'm Amber Salas.
That's all from us here in the studio. If you liked what you saw here this evening, then keep your eyes peeled for next week when we drop our next digital issue. And for the Daily Aztec, I'm Patrick Doyle.
And I'm Alexa Oslowski. Have a great night.